remarkable season indeed, right the way through, but Luca Bernardi perhaps not living up to what we expected of him early on in the season. With Matteo Ferrari, well, if someone is in the zone, the number 11 is certainly that rider. Just 12 points, Neil, behind Alessandro Zacconi. It is so close at the top of the standings. Matteo Ferrari, our most recent race winner, races victorious at Milano.
Well, give himself just enough of the leeway to operate the stage with more sprint, perfect second, fourth time, title story, 12 points back, third overall, still fighting the stage for the second title.
Alessio Finello completing that third row, never had back-to-back top 10, within the top 10 last time out. If he can, he will try his best to help out his teammates in today's race.
You have to imagine he'll be giving his teammate a little bit of leeway on the run down into turn 1. They set off together, 8th and 9th on the grid for the two fellow Rossini riders. And we will have to keep our eyes peeled on all aspects of the grid with some of our big challengers coming from a bit further back. Mantovani and Baldassarri, as we said, 5th row on the grid for them.
Yeah, we'll come to them in just a moment, but look at the pressure for Alessandro Zacconi. Can he get over the line in race 1? We're about to find out. Hello and welcome to MotoE Race 1. Will it be a title deciding Race 1? Alessandro Zacconi off to the Sierras and Eric Granado. They are your front row riders. The Sierras, as we've already said, not in the title fight. Granado, Zacconi, very much so. Capriles, likewise. Vinelli still in with a shout. Matteo Ferrari's in form, but look at that heavyweight fifth row. Andrea Mantovani and Lorenzo Baldassarri still inside the contention, but they have got a mountain to climb from that 13th and 14th place on the grid. We go all the way back to Herrera Zanoni and Tomato Otti completing the 6th row of the grid. Just before we get underway with the rest of this warm-up, Neil, I know Elliot is keen and ready and waiting out. What have you got?
Yeah, I know it's checking out both your riders in this championship frame, how they're going to be Matteo on the second row, Eric on the front row.
Yeah, as you know, yesterday it was qualifying because of the rain, but yesterday morning Mattia on the dry was really performing really fast. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting race, and keep my finger crossed because as you know, it can be a very important race for us.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
And El, don't go anywhere. You don't get in the way like the predictions for this one. I want your race winner, and I want to know if this title race goes to race 2.
Race winner. I'm going to go for Eric Granado as the race winner. I think we're going to go down to the final race of the season. As a neutral, let's hope it goes that way. What about you boys?
Neil, over to you.
I think Casadei was looking very strong in the only fully dry session that we've had. It was yesterday morning. He was head and shoulders above the rest there. Coming from the second row, I think Casadei will get the job done in this one and take all the way.
I am going to go for Matteo Ferrari, and thus the title race rocks on to race 2. What a season it's been, Neil. We're going to go through some of our highlights, not just of this year, but of MotoE in general a bit later on. But if you're Alessandro Zacconi now, you've got the weight of pole position on your shoulders. How do you manage this in this situation?
You have to know the advantage championship is so big. You have to go out there and attack this race and if you still did, try not let that come to you too much. So it will be so important how you go to number 61, handle the pressure, first pole position, but this is the first one.
And what about everyone else, Neil? Maybe not so much Granado as you can make, but these back to Mantovani, Baldassarri, what's their plan of attack?
End up with the champion at the end of the one.
Well, we are assembling the grid here in MotoE for race 1 at Portimao, the Qatar Airways Grand Prix of Portugal. It's going to be a fantastic penultimate round for the other classes this season. And this is the penultimate race in MotoE 2025. Has seen it all, or have it? corner lights even went red. Well, Montevani now this title race surely has a massive jump start. Finally Italian comes through to take the whole shot. The coach's trying to deal with Gutierrez, but down in third straight. Let's hope they all get through because it's a pinpoint on this Portugal circuit. I think they have all got through. He's just repelled through turn 4 because it's the first time they go on the left-hand side of the tyre now down towards this heavy braking zone. And turn 5, Gutierrez, well, he's not following the script and not getting involved in the title fight, is he? Straight up into P2, ahead of the Cody Granado. He's still ahead of Casadei, who is down to 5th place. Then it is Ferrari who's come up to the top 6. But what a disaster. Andrea Mantovani, what was he doing?
Yeah, he's his head coming off the line. He's got to start. He's going to be getting a double long lap penalty. Advised enough, but really tough for Ferrari to jump up to the grid. He's on the out on the progress again. 10. Well, Casadei will be a little concerned to be back there in 5th.
Here he may a few moments on the front end down in towards turn 11 and Mantovani riding it like he stole it. The reason I was hesitant down towards turn 1 is because I couldn't work out how on earth one of the clean forward machines had got that far forward. I thought it was a dodgy start by the Cody. It wasn't that bad at all. It was just Mantovani kind of skewering the picture. And he's doing our picture it again here. That's turn 13 getting tight with Gutierrez and 14. They are neck and neck and so there's no last and handlebar to handlebar. The Cody wants to win the title and he's going to do it by any means possible. So we've had no confirmation of anything with Andrea Mantovani, so we're going to take it as it is. Andrea Mantovani, just as I say, they get the double long lap penalty for jumping the start. He leads across the line. The Cody though taking it down the front straight with Gutierrez following suit. Keep an eye on Eric Granado. They'll all want to clear Mantovani at the same time, and they do so cleanly.
Mantovani hasn't had any point in this. Bit of a rough walk in this first lap, which is why everything is so tight up at the front this Saturday night. And Prix.
Oh, Gutierrez! Gutierrez is gone, so that's one rider who signed the title fight. Check it out at turn 3. Oscar Gutierrez, he was a motor in Park Ferme after the injury he sustained right at the start of this season. That crash slightly less dramatic, but nonetheless important. Gutierrez would have wanted to finish this season on a high, and unfortunately for him, he's finished at turn 3 in race 1. Talk us through it, Neil.
Yeah, that's the approach of Gutierrez. He's so aggressive on that first lap. He's a little bit on the inside as the Prix was the place. He's turned number 3, but run twice enough. And Gutierrez, well, their best ride in the first race of the season has come to an unfortunate end, and that is played into Andrea Mantovani, Alessandro Zacconi, and he's now got half a second of the advantage up at the front ahead of Granado.
Over Eric Granado, who really needs to be up in the podium places, and he's so, but at the moment it is all going Alessandro Zacconi, like that's getting tight. That's Hoskin coming through. Oh, that's a great start for Jacopo Hoskin. From Temple, good up the bit. This is a jump start, keeping on the right hand side, and you will see, oh, seriously, Andrea Mantovani, well, yeah, he was very keen, so keen, I think, but oh, look at that, absolutely, it's got a brilliant start, he absolutely got it, hook, line and sinker, just a bit early.
Yeah, exactly, I don't think that's okay too much of their deliberation up and really towards the side on that. Tony and will be riding away at the front, looking to at this point. Only Granado and Casadei go with him. It's the back of the race so far. Tony 47.192. No other rider was able to be within a tenth and a half of that lap time on.
He's got to say, great start from Lorenzo Baldassari as well. He's trying to keep his title home alive, and he's come through up into 6th place at the moment. As it stands, the title will not be decided, but we do have 4 of your big heavyweights right to the front. The Cody Granado, Casadei, oh, that's Tibor Eric Varga, I think, has gone down. Tibor Eric Varga, this is at turn 13, and yeah, lost that very early, and that bike is carrying some energy. Tibor Eric Varga is out of race 1.
For the Hungarian rider, has shown some risk. Has done what he lost so much in Granado risk, or what unnecessary. He's coming down through turn number 6 and 7, really towards 13th position. And he's got a substitute here. Right up front, and in fact he is actually forced in on going up ahead. There's Granado, he's had a double victory with that 10 shot on winning the championship. Looks so he's doing it, although he's very, very hard on that front end.
Yeah, that's good. Oh! Alessandro Zacconi. Well, that was spectacular. Coming down the hill from turn 11 into turn 12. We got it all crossed up at the front end, but somehow managed to land it pretty perfectly. Alessandro Zacconi, well, that was spectacular. But Granado, he's right there, and you can see your live championship standings as well.
Matteo Ferrari at the moment, down in fifth behind Hodgson.
We have to try to check the Montoya factor. Hodgson's got past Ferrari before the season, and is actually pulling in on this big field. We're going to have the front five of four riders in one or two laps. And you can see there, number 12. And a side bike behind the trio coming across the line. Hodgson's at the back of the race. Fourth and second fastest.
Worth noting, Hodgson does have previous experience here from the Moto2 European Championship. He knows what way this track goes round, and he's right there. He's a fantastic, like the best rider of the year for Jacopo Hodgson. He's taking his best till last, and he's right there in fourth place. He's challenging the front three of Castellet Granado and Zacconi, who leads this. Ferrari will not believe what he's seen actually. I don't think the number 11 looks at the rear end of the number 12, and then Renzo Baldassari back in fifth. Tell you what, Castellet was getting very close to the rear end there of Eric Granado. Zacconi coming up through the left-hander now, still leading the way. But you get a feeling it's a matter of when and not if. Granado's been strong coming through turn 8. Let's see if he's able to line something up, maybe not so much for turn 9, but once they threw that big sweep, what a shot! They come over the top of the hill and drop down the other side. Suits the great Joe.
By the look at Hodgson, it's all over. And like the Castellet third position, now you come to the performance of the Romanian so far this season. Granado has had to face to break away from these two riders behind.
And I've got to say, Hodgson just to the first quarter to the win, and that is not what the riders in front of him want to be seeing or experiencing at all. Jacopo Hodgson has not been in this position all season. Easy to make a mistake. Look at Zacconi coming back through, down in the dip at turn 1, and he gets it done. Castellet just around 30 yards of needle. Granado finds himself staring at the back of the Aruba Cloud Moto3 machine. What a race, what a penultimate race, not just the big season, but in Moto3. Zacconi your pole sitter, Granado from the front row, Castellet comes from fourth, and Hodgson comes from the fourth row. It's any one of these four, and that is with a lap and a half to go. We can see a lot of changes just yet. Oh, look at it was Saturday up the inside of Granado, not quite.
Coming down into turn 5, actually didn't Hodgson was supposed to have the second faster than the leader again last time around. But you do wonder whether he's going to be super easy to actually get in the middle of this title fight. I mean, he's not really playing to get involved, but obviously he wants to get a first podium in MotoE.
He's got to do it, and he's got to try and challenge the course. MotoE finishes this year. They've all got to sort right out for next year. The one thing that we've spoken about is that Zacconi is kind of on his own. He's got no teammates to help him out, but the thing is, the glorious thing is that Zacconi is, but the Algarve teams are fighting each other because they both can be champions. So actually, those two being right there is helping him out a little bit here.
One lap away from the one hand on the MotoE World Championship, because as you can see, it's very, very positive for his start. Look what you're into with a 14-point advantage over Castellet. Castellet simply has to get really aggressive on Eric Granado at the start of the final lap, and then try and move up front.
Got to be this final lap then, last lap time in Moto3. Race 1 at 40 miles, we cut them all the way down the straight. Keep an eye on Jacopo Hodgson, keep an eye on Eric Granado. He's left in the race off of moving through the P1, but he's got it down, not quite. Zacconi punching him straight back then for turn 2. Now turn 3, Castellet has found himself behind on Denner. He's looking at the inside of Granado in turn. Hodgson's up in the top 3, Granado in sandwich right between the two blue bikes on your screen. Zacconi holds the advantage down towards turn 5. Jacopo Hodgson 5 yards to rest, but he's trying to come through inside, outside, all through, and Castellet gonna destroy Castellet at the moment. This is not good news for Castellet. It's brilliant news for Zacconi.
Castellet is getting really held up behind the number 12. He's getting involved, fair play to him. He obviously wants to get a result on the podium of his own, but Castellet did not think we'll have a positive outlook on that. What about Eric Granado? It looks as though Zacconi has been pretty good in this part of the track the last couple of laps after on.
This is where Granado is strong there, and you get the feeling that it's building all the way to turn 13. If it's not 13, he'll make it up to the line there.
Or is it 14? Granado has been absolutely right. Starting turn 12 and then on the run chance to see that obviously score something like.
Oh, dearie me, it's all going to come down to a massive lunge. It could still be the final corner. So, ladies and gentlemen, and folks at home, please strap yourselves in, hold your breath, because we can't do that up here in Coventry. First 14, the penultimate corner is this way. Now it's down to the last corner. The Coney holds all the cards. Granado is going to try and get the magnets on. He's looking for a run. Coming out on turn 15. Is it cleaning up? I'm not sure. Granado is charging. He's trying to get the split seam, but it's not enough. The Coney takes the victory for the title race. Does go to the final race of this season. Granado second and a career first and country first podium for Jacopo Hodges of Romania in third. Cassidy, not what he needed. Qualified for stage one. The mountains to climb later. 17 points for the deficit in the title race. Baldassari, magnificent from the fifth row of the grid up to the top five. Gets ahead of Ferrari. Minami 7, Zanoni, Corey, and San Marino, Luca Minardi completing the top 10. Neil Alessandro Zacconi is the third win of the season, and it's one hand on the title trophy.
Yeah, well, certainly is. Third win of the season, easily the most important win of the season and of the Coney's career. Such a significant step toward winning this year's World Championship. That was an outstanding performance in the final couple of laps, considering just how much pressure there was on from behind. From the likes of Granado and from Hosiuk. And with Hosiuk getting ahead of Mattia Cassidy today, that is absolutely perfect for Zacconi. He now carries, what, a 16-point advantage going into race 2. He will just have to ride around and finish, what, inside the top 8 positions, and I think that will be enough for him to be champion.
Not sure if it's 16 or 17. It's one of them, I think. We're not sure. Either way, it is much of a muchness. If you're Mattia Cassidy, you're going to have to come through and hope that Alessandro Zacconi drops the ball. That doesn't look like happening this weekend, of course, now he's fallen right the way through. Cassidy, who had great pace, got to be said, right the way through Friday. Don't know what's going on there in the drive on Saturday's race 1. More on that in a moment. Next runaway, Jacopo Hodges in the ride. What about that? An absolute belting ride. And the first one, you was looking at the victory later on. Fantastic stuff. 10th on the grid. Third podium.
Yeah, absolutely incredible stuff from him. 10th on the grid, as you said, in 7 positions. And maybe there was an indicator yesterday morning. Was also on the third practice, Prix practice, yeah, obviously was right. You know, as before, today, MotoE, certainly not expect that. One thing, what's the championship fight going on up ahead? When you try to get a little bit more stuff, like Granado and Zacconi, but today, well, really tough day in the office for him. And he wants to find a miracle ride to come back and win the championship there.
Judging by Hodges' attempted pass in turn 5, I don't think he was thinking about the championship. Hell, you've got some instant reaction. Down to you. Yeah, and with Jordy Gattel from the MSI team. Jordy, what a race from Jacopo. 10th on the grid through his first podium. What's in the clean this weekend?
The race has a lot, but just at the beginning of the weekend, they show us that it's very strong, very clever also on the race. We are really happy because they're very special.
Enjoy the podium.
Thank you.
Very well deserved indeed for Jacopo Hodges. And it is a shame that motorway ends, because I'd quite like to see what Hodges can do next year as we were coming back. But that's another scenario, another story. He's on the podium for the first time. Granado hasn't quite reached the park permit just yet. So what about this side? Alessandro Zacconi saying very much God has on the title. It's a thing he almost gave up the whole thing a few years ago due to the injury he suffered. What a comeback it has been from the number 61.
Yeah, amazing performance when he was not managed to stay. And what was it? 7 riders, 10, 5 and 3 riders, 5 today, Granado, the only rider top of the podium. And 5 and the Baldassari just not close enough. And Ferrari falling out on the bike. And one Baldassari and Ferrari in 6. And Granado pretty happy, but he'll probably be looking now at your second championship. That will be a big old match. 21 seconds, 1 minute.
The possibility of being Saturday is now needs to well, he needs to be top 2 in them.
maybe we could have a 7th.
Should we bet that it was amazing talk us through that performance? Well, it was amazing season, amazing work. We were really fast yesterday. Unfortunately, the qualification and I know I was.
First podium for Jadwal and the first for Romania. What a way to do it. Fantastic for the number 12.
Yeah, absolutely. MotoE category. Many Romanian riders didn't do another Grand Prix.
I don't think so. I remember back in the time that Robert Royce ran, but I don't think he ever got a podium. So a nice little route for Romania in the world of motorcycle racing. He does come from Rome, but he takes Romanian nationality. I can see down there in Park Ferme, Eric Granado, second, looks a little bit dejected behind those sunglasses out. Some of what's related.
I want to say so much for I had a big crash yesterday on qualifying due to another bike for me, and I was completely so I'm so happy on the podium again. Thanks for all the Brazilians here in Portugal, it's amazing. Just want to enjoy this moment for the next race of the season, the last one of MotoE, and try my best in the second race. And it's all very safe for me. Estou muito feliz depois da queda ontem. A minha moto foi completamente destruída e reconstruiu essa moto para mim. Hoje eu fui competitivo, então estou muito feliz. Tentei ao máximo até o final, a coisa estava muito rápida, mas estou feliz de ter dois especial estar no pódio. Bora finalizar a temporada da melhor forma na segunda prova. É isso aí.
Great job, well done.
Valeu, valeu.
It's hard to forget how big that crash was yesterday for Arizona. I never testified performance. It is actually good job.
Anyway, he is the fourth rider in this MotoE category. 6 podiums in the last 9 outings. Not betting against him. Starting off from Moto3 here from the very start in 2019. It was not surprising. Starting off with the victory in this.
And I think that would be pretty justified and quite a fair way to this race.
race coming up later. The likes of Oscar Gutierrez, the likes of come through. Oscar, because that's his first contribution. After spoken about candidates of the amount of riders that are still want to win and sign them up and perhaps do anything it takes, Neil. Perhaps maybe just go over the line because they want to win. The risks are higher than normal marathons because that's anything can still happen.
I agree with that because that's pretty clear there when you win. But race 2 is not managed to capture 3 gold championships. Sometimes that's the thing.
But we are going to have a very new flavour to the podium. Romanian Jadwal Honda grand job, takes the second for Eric Granado, and the biggest celebration, of course, goes to our race 1 winner and champion-elect, the championship leader, Alessandro Ciccone. It was Ciccone's birthday yesterday, so keep an eye on the celebrations down there in the arena of Cloud Moto3. Oscar gets his first trophy. Granado is going to get the second place one, handed out by Giovanni Algarve, the second referee project Possible. And it looks like it's going to be George Vega from the FIM, the president of the FIM, who's going to hand out the winner trophy. All out the other traffic to go to the record. I don't think so. Who's that run for the victory? Saturday here at Portugal now with MotoGP Qualifying coming up, Moto2 not long after that, and of course the Moto2 don't go anywhere after that, Tissot Prix. Very final ever race is an important one. Big rider on the screen in the middle of the shot, Alessandro Ciccone, world champion for the first time. Neil, will he do it?
It's going to be I1, but 7 clears I think would be enough for him to seal the deal in race 2, and after what we saw there in that performance, it would be a clean first. Then again,
fantastic stuff indeed for Alessandro Ciccone, who sends the championship lead at the front. Eric Granado second in that one ahead of Honda today. Saturday will be disappointed with that fourth place. Bowder will be happy with that fifth coming from the pit road. That means after the penultimate race of the day, Ciccone leads 17 over Saturday. That means that Saturday needs a light miracle to overcome the 6 blocks. Granado a distance but still possible third. Fourth place for Lorenzo Baldassari. Ferrari. Medalia Massimo. 7 have to come through those 4 riders and now all out of the